My name's Tiffany. So today we're going to make Kaiser bowls. So I've got here in my bowl, I've mixed together 1 egg, about 2 cups of warm water, salt, sugar, and in this bowl here, I've put about a cup of water, added about a tablespoon of sugar, mixed it. Then I put my yeast on, and so I get this nice little bubbling here, so I know my yeast is still active. So I'm going to take this bowl, and I'm actually going to add it to the rest of my mixture. I'm going to just scrape out the edges of my bowl. Okay, and put that aside. So now we have our liquid mixture. So in this I've also added oil, and I've also added some more sugar. Not too much, but a little bit. Now I'm going to take my flour. This is roughly 2 cups, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add that. And I'm going to take a spatula. Now I would prefer a wooden spoon, however I don't have one. And I'm going to just lightly mix it because I don't want to ever overwork my dough. So I'm going to lightly mix it in. And see how it's starting to form a little bit of a stiffer dough, but clearly it could use some more water. So I'm going to go ahead, or sorry, not more water, more flour. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get a little bit more flour here. Okay. Okay, so I've grabbed another roughly 2 cups of flour, and I'm not going to add all of it. I'm just going to add about half of it for now. And I'm just going to, again, keep mixing from the sides. Just kind of roll it around a little bit. This way I can ensure that I'm not going to over knead my dough. You can see it's starting to get kind of sticky, and it's starting to get a little bit more stiff, which is nice. But I think if I'd have put all that flour in, it would have been too much. Okay, so it's still nice and sticky, so I'm going to add a little bit more. So just so you know, I only added about 1/3 of a cup of oil, 2 tablespoons of sugar, about a teaspoon and a half of salt. It's kind of all preference. And again, I'm just working on the outsides here, just kind of rolling it around. Okay, I can see it's starting to stiffen up a little bit more here. So I think it's just about ready to go out on the counter and get rolled out, or get kneaded out. So I'm just going to lightly flour my surface here. Okay. Kind of flatten that out a bit. And I'm going to go ahead and roll that out onto the counter. Again, I'm going to scrape out my bowl. Waste not, want not. That's what my grandmother always said. So it's still a little sticky, so I think I might just put a little bit on the top. Again, you notice I'm not really kneading it. I'm just kind of trying to get rid of some of the stickiness here without overworking it too much. And I'm just going to flip it over. And I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. So you notice it's a really soft dough still. It's, you know, easily would pull apart. So here's where I'm going to start kneading it. So to knead it, you just roll it over, push it out, turn it, add a little bit more flour as it's needed, fold it over, push it out, turn it, add a little bit more, roll it over, push it out, turn it, and roll it over, push it out, turn it. And I might only do this maybe 10 to 15 times. As you can see, it's starting to get less sticky here, and it's starting to turn into a nice soft dough. I don't want to overdo it. So I'm just going to roll this a little bit more. There, and that is about as much kneading as any dough would need to be absolutely perfect and soft. So then what I'm going to do, now that I've got it in this beautiful form here, I'm just going to take it and I'm going to place it back into my bowl. Okay. And I'm going to take a tea towel and I'm just going to cover it. And I'm going to put it somewhere warm. Generally, put it on the top of your stove, put it in a warm window. Sometimes what I like to do is put a little bit of warm water in the bottom of the sink, put it in there and just let it kind of rise for 1 to 2 hours, just till it doubles in size. And then after it's done that, we'll be back.